Alrighty, hello everybody, and welcome into another, I don't want to say episode, but another SFA Season 13 CFP game. We're here for the Sugar Bowl, and this is definitely one of the most highly anticipated games so far of this CFP, as we've got Coach Nick in Oklahoma, Coach Nick in Tennessee taking on Jay Jettas in Oklahoma. This is the SFA. If you don't know what it is, it's an online dynasty ran through Discord, Twitch, and YouTube. You can join in, claim a team, set a depth chart, set your schemes, set your playbooks, hire coordinators, and you can participate in server games for rewards, recruit in the server, all that jazz. If you want to join, we've got commands in the chat, and then we also got links in all of the descriptions. It's a fun time. Check us out. And if you are watching live, you might run into an ad or two because we are affiliated. Remember, any and all revenue made through this channel does go back to you guys. If one of these guys ends up winning a national championship, you get a trophy, you get stickers, you get a letter from me, which I know is the best thing. And then you also get some merch from Home Field. And Coach Cryo, you want to tell us about Home Field?
Oh, I mean, only the best college apparel out there, let me tell you. Then also the material. Oh my God, it's so soft. So definitely use code SFA for 15% off your first purchase. You know, it's the holiday season, a little late for it now, but hey, I'm loving my SFA gear, and I'm getting more actually
Let's
as we speak.
go. So yeah, check it out. Great job, Cryo. He will be joining us on the broadcast as one of his awards. And if you look in the screen, here's a CFP update. As we just came from the Cotton Bowl, Minnesota will go on to the Rose Bowl to face the winner of the game that we are about to watch. And everybody and their mom wants it to be Oklahoma. I'm sorry, Nick, but that matchup is just too juicy. So we'll see if Tennessee can pull off the first upset of the CFP in terms of seed. But also, guys, last reminder, off-season strategies. If you are in the CFP at all or you won a bowl game, please, please, please submit this. I don't want you guys to miss out on a free reward. I need it by the national championship. Also, if you do have a media channel in the SFA, make sure to move it over to the new forums before they are deleted at the end of the year. Don't want you guys to lose something. All right, so here we go. Like always, we are going to go through all the rosters, and then we're going to jump into the game, obviously. And we're going to start out with Tennessee, a team that just took down Washington at home in Neyland, 31-27. It was the closest game of the first round, and we'll see if they can do it again against a super talented Oklahoma team. So Tennessee, they will be starting Bishop Moore, as you guys saw in the graphic there. We'll see if Boss Hennessy does end up getting in at all. But yeah, here is Bishop Moore. Des Stiffy is the lead back. He's an SFA player, freshman All-American, was in the Heisman race throughout the season. And then wide receivers, Chris Beach, he will play a massive role in this game. Tyrone Dixon is a little bit better with Boss Hennessy, so we'll see how he does. And then Edmund Edwards, one of his best receivers. We see him all the time. Same goes with Mario Reed. At tight end, you got two SFA players. You've got Jake Laxton III. He had 2 touchdowns and was definitely probably the player of the game in that opening round. And then Snow Graves, more of a blocking guy. One of the best offensive lines in the field. You've got 2 SFA players on the left side in Schlereth and Orr. You got JJ Gary in the middle, Michael Nunez on the right side, and Tanner Walker, the worst one on the right tackle, and he's still quite quality. On the defensive end, Marcus Rushing. You got Brent Taylor, who was all over the field in that last game. And then in the middle, Jerry Hunt and Jamarian Sippins, the SFA player. And at linebacker, Bruno Van Peter. You had Nick Dobinski. And you have Stanley Bell. Fun fact for Coach Nick, if he didn't win that first round game, he would have had 3 players entering the transfer portal, as he promised a lot of players back in season 11 a win in a bowl game. So that counts as that first round bowl win or CFP win. So that it was quite a close call there for Nick, if he didn't know. But out wide, you got Bobby Miller. He had a pick 6 in that first game. You got Sam Powell, the SFA player. Nope. Winning a bowl game is not negated by a CFP. That doesn't make any sense. Antonio Broussard here, and then kind of falls off to Mike Thomas. Free safety, Benny Simmons, one of the best free safeties in the country. He will be all over the field, 96 speed. We'll see what he can do today. And then Taylor Sockrider, the transfer from Georgia. This is one of the best safety tandems in the country as well, and they are going to be busy against a extremely good offense. And you got Chris Martin here as the kicker. Let's see his stats. He's 18 to 25 on the year, and high power, mid accuracy. And let's go over to Oklahoma, who is enjoying a bye. Welcome, Jay Jettis, to the CFP. Last couple of times he was in the CFP, back in season 5 and 6, he lost to a G5 team, but he is back here with Terrell Remmers, the SFA player, leading the offense. At running back, the redshirt freshman 5-star guy, Gus McFeeters. Y'all just saw some lore about him from North Carolina, so we'll see what he can do today. And Cheddar Biscuits, we saw Washington dominate Tennessee with a fullback. Is this the Cheddar Biscuits Mona Lisa incoming? And at wide receiver, you got Blake Stratton, Lawrence Harris. We've seen him make some nutty plays before. Troy Smith, Jamal Bailey, and Eric Montoya. But one of the best wide receivers is coming up in a little bit. But the SFA, this is the BearCave reward player from last season, Todd Honey. And then the offensive line isn't amazing, but it does what it's supposed to. Madden Proctor, I believe, is questionable for this game. And then you got Terry Murphy. And on the defensive end, it's Charles Hill. On the other side, Jason Brown. In the middle, Charles Harvey and Ross Smith. And in the middle linebackers, Matt Lewis. You've got LaWayne Streveler, from the transfer from Florida. Critical in a couple of their wins this season. Number 3 will be everywhere. And JoJo Gates, the transfer from LSU as well. He's healthy, and let's see what he can do today. When healthy, he does play very, very well. At cornerback, you got Jamal McKinley, the top guy. Steve Hines, but the man everybody knows and loves, the most athletic player in SFA history, Shaquille Wild Goose. He'll be playing the slot, and he will be playing the slot on both offense and defense. You got Brian Coleman as well. Camden Sharp's an SFA player, but he is redshirted. And in the back, Jay Phoenix, the SFA player and sophomore. And on the other side, the transfer from Miami, Andrew Sendejo. All right, folks. The kicker will be senior Sam Marshall, 93 power, 90 accuracy, 19 to 24 on the season. We've got 2 behemoths going at it. Jay Jettas, you are the home team, so let me know if you want to make a switch for your jerseys. You are just going to be wearing white top or red top with white bottoms with the regular helmet, and then obviously Tennessee is in all whites. So let me know, and I'm going to start the prediction here. I expect a ton of Bobanos to be popping off, and Justin or Cryo, let us know what your breakdown is after looking at all of that.
I mean, my breakdown for this, the one thing that we mentioned earlier in the season that I started doing during the Patreon game for weeks, also patreon.com/@the-SFA.
Let's go.
Check that out. Little ad read. That's the only one I'm doing again. So, because
we love the ad reads.
Blurred into my head. I'm looking at 2 players, and I think I want to ask your opinion on it afterwards, TC, but Bishop Moore. I feel like for Tennessee, Bishop Moore is getting put in the limelight. Nick has just not been able to trust him when it comes to having switched between him and Boss Hennessy. I think Bishop Moore needs to have a really, really big game for them to go. And for Oklahoma, I'm going Gus McFeeters. I feel like if anyone's going to have a statement game that leads Oklahoma to the chip, Jay Jettis pointed out to me in the interview at the Mountain West Tribune, shout out, where he mentioned that he wanted to get Gus McFeeters going. He wants to get Gus McFeeters that if he gets going, he is one of the most dangerous players on that offense. So do you have any players that you're looking to see possibly pop off this game?
Well, I mentioned Cheddar Biscuits. I think it's interesting that Washington had so much success in that second half, and that's how they came back. And then obviously everybody wants to know and see what Tennessee is doing. They just made a playbook change. This is a team that is notoriously the worst game day team in existence, and then all of a sudden they play really well last week. So I think it's going to be Very interesting to see how Bishop Moore plays in his first ever start, because let's face it, he had really one good throw in that game last week, and it won him the game, and it earned him this start. But his career has been over and over just awfulness on game day. Like I'm talking the first 3 drives from JT Redwine in that last game, like for his entire career on game day. So we'll see. It's going to be an interesting matchup. We've got it ready to go. I just want to ask Nick one more time, are you fine in the all whites? I know you're always super standard kind of a guy, but we got the alt ones for Jay Jettas. Just want to make sure everybody's happy before we get into the biggest game of the season so far. This is definitely the juiciest matchup.
Nick feels like a boring guy. All white, sort of like it matches his personality a little bit.
He's never wanted an alt jersey in his life. I don't know. I don't understand that guy. All right, here we go. But it's 2 of the best offenses in the country, and then Tennessee has the advantage on defense. So I mean, on paper, you might give this to Tennessee, but I think the talent from this Oklahoma offense is just so good. And we are here in the Superdome in Louisiana, folks. Going to be an unbelievable atmosphere, unbelievable game. SEC versus SEC. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And we'll see if we get any legendary Tennessee moments. They've given us some a lot in the past. We just got a couple fantastic moments in that TCU game. So despite the score, I think a lot of it is how the game flow is, how many awesome moments that we'll remember for a while. I'm going to be remembering that Moss in the back of the end zone for a really long time.
My goodness, that was just athleticism on full display.
Oh, that was beautiful.
That was insane.
All right, here we go. We're here in the sugar. We never thought this would get here. Remember, we have 2 more tomorrow as well. So make sure you check the events tab. We got Clemson and Georgia Southern, and then Alabama and Stanford. Those 2 games are going to be wild. And I know you're a Trey Inners truther, so we'll see what happens.
Hey, man, I called it before, I wish a more competitive team could face Clemson, only if they could make it out of the first round. But anyways, let's get into this game.
All right, Tennessee is starting it out. We're going to see Bishop Moore behind center. How is this one going to go? Are we going to get another blowout, or is Tennessee going to deliver another close game? It's all in front of us, baby. 36 minutes. Oh, man, the next 1 hour, 15 minutes will determine, I don't know, history. Here comes Bishop Moore. Laxton in motion to start it out. And, miscommunication off the first snap. Laxton and Bishop, I guess he thought he might have been getting that handoff. What happened there?
It just seems like the nerves set in. I think the nerves just overcame it, and then Oklahoma just took advantage of it on defense. Bishop Moore just needs to get those nerves out, because that's the worst start that you could have.
All right, so 2nd and 13 now. How are they going to respond? Remember, this is a team that loves running 2 tight ends, playing under center. And Bishop Moore, he's already calling some audibles here to a bunch formation. And they bring a blitz. He delivers a strike. There they go down the sideline. That is Snow Graves. He's the 2nd tight end on this team. More of a possession blocking guy, but he gets a massive one in erasing that early mistake.
Yeah, that safety was just not over in coverage. I like he was over the top, but the moment that he went on that outside post route, wide open, great possession catch. On the sideline, too, you're seeing that him hug the sideline and make sure that he gets those smart catches.
So Jay Jetta is running some blitzes early, getting aggressive on the defensive side. And here's Des Stiffy getting his first carry of the game. He finds the outside, getting pushed back. That's a nice little game there. And obviously the most impact player on the field is on Oklahoma's side. Watch out for number 1, Shaquille Wild Goose. And he is he has the dreads, so you gotta know where he is at all times. And remember, he is the nickelback, so in this base package right here, he's not on the field. So 2nd and 5 now. They're going to run some play action. And a more miscommunication between Moore and Jake Laxton III. Not sure what's going on.
This is just terrible from Bishop Moore. The nerves are setting in. I mean, he's making good throws, but he needs to get out of his head.
So an early 3rd and 5 now. Can they avoid a 3 and out? And another big play. That's a first down to Chris Beach. So Tennessee looks to be firing on all cylinders, except this laxed into more connection. And ironically, that was the winning touchdown against Washington with 30 seconds left last week.
I don't think it's more on Bishop Moore. I think it's just that miscommunication in the backfield. I don't know what that tight end's doing. The tight end's sort of throwing Bishop Moore, and he's getting confused as a result.
Yeah,
Probably the main reason for it.
And he is a true freshman, so we'll keep an eye on this early developing story as we now go inside the 30 with Stiffy, and it's gonna be second and medium here. Oklahoma not putting up much of a fight on the defensive line. Remember, no SFA players on your line, and if you know anything, about Arizona and such teams like that, you definitely need those guys on the line as we get another first down for Stiffy. Yes, sir. We've got Coach Cryo in with me here. He redeemed some channel points. You can commentate games or BearCave streams with me. Just national championship off limits. As we get another handoff. This time, Stiffy's brought down in the backfield.
Yeah, I tried to convince him with a monetary payment, but he immediately declined it because it was $3 in a Chick-fil-A meal. So it wasn't enough, unfortunately.
All right, 2nd and 11 here. We got shotgun now. Bishop Moore driving early on. Laxton in motion. 2nd 11, handoff to Stiffy. Tries to find the outside, and he goes down. That was a big play in the backfield by Andrew Sendejo. He's one of those X factors. He's always making plays in the secondary. He comes up here big.
One thing I'm liking to see from this team is that they're blitzing the corners and sort of off packages on that defense, sort of catching them off guard, which is really good because they're trying to prevent that run game from getting started.
And now a run here on 3rd and 13, and it might work as Stiffy gets about 11. So now early decision for Coach Nick. Is he going to go for it? Yes, they are. Here come the Volunteers getting aggressive here in the sugar. So what will happen? Opening drive, 4th and 2. Sendejo bleeding at the line. Stiffy, and he pushes forward. First down. As Rocky Top blares out.
That's what I like about Dead Stiffy, sort of like lowering his head. He wants the contact, and he wants to fight for those extra yards. That's why he's such a good running back.
All right, 1st and goal here. Tennessee, Laxton back in motion. Can Tennessee score first? Moore, he's throwing it back end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. It's Mario Reed.
Bingo! Had to get that one in.
Gotta get one bingo in, baby.
I mean, it's a beautiful out route. No one was covering him. The person that was supposed to be covering him was in the middle of the field. Took advantage. Bishop Moore sort of shaking off those early jitters, like able to, get his composure. Maybe this was the right move for Nick.
As you hear Rocky Top raining through the Superdome. And yeah, you're always nervous when you see a quarterback throw it to the flat in the far side of the field. But when there's no one over there, you can do it all you want. So now we see Oklahoma, and this is a team we've watched all season long, countless times in BearCave. We saw him in the New Heights Classic against Nebraska, and they're going to score a lot of points. They're going to move the rock very well, and it's likely going to come down to the final minute. And I think, once again, it's probably going to come down to Remmers. Can Remmers operate this offense like we know he can? First play, they're going to run some quick option, and Remmers goes down before he's able to pitch it. Stanley Bell.
What you're seeing early on is you're seeing that tone setter. They're purposely blitzing and purposely bring people off the edge to sort of try and control that run game. So we'll see how that goes.
Throw it here and some miscommunication as well. So both teams look to be having some jitters early as Wild Goose and Lawrence Harris kind of miscommunicate on their crossing routes. And now we got a 3rd and long for Oklahoma. As they're going to fake it. Remmers has some time, and he yams it downfield, and it's dropped by Lawrence Harris. Unbelievable. So 3 and out for Oklahoma.
That's the perfect way you want to start a game if you're Tennessee. You love how that run game is going, so you can control that time of possession, but also you're getting those key defensive stops. Oklahoma just looks like they're nervous, more so than not. Yeah, I feel like when you have Tennessee, it's sort of that tight end, that true freshman, first big game, so now he's starting to feel the jitters. But other than that, Tennessee's firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, and this is pretty much the same exact start as we saw in the TCU Minnesota game. So Oklahoma's defense got to stand on their head here. And that's a beautiful throw to the corner to Jake Laxton. If they can lock in on each other, this could be a dangerous development here. As Bishop Moore, what a start. 4-5. Maybe he's turned the corner.
And I mean, you're seeing these out routes that Oklahoma just can't defend for some reason, and they're just keep going after it. They're punishing those outside zones that for some reason Oklahoma is throwing no one on.
Yeah, so as we're past the halfway point here in the first quarter, it's been all Tennessee, as now he tries to take off, and Bishop Moore should not be doing that. He is not known for his legs, as JoJo Gates gets his second sack of the day. He's remember, transfer from LSU. He was balling last year, and then he had a season-ending injury. So this season, he's back to full health. He's looking good. As we got 2nd and 12 now. Handoff. Now it's going to be Bishop Moore again, and he breaks a tackle. There goes Moore. Jay Phoenix can't bring him down either. So an unbelievable play there from Bishop Moore. Would have been 3rd and long.
I mean, that's just dedication. Breaking 2 tackles like he did just to fight for those extra yards. Bishop Moore came to play.
Yeah, man, he's balling out here early. That's unbelievable. Last time we saw a quarterback do that shouldn't be doing that was Lou Ishire, a former Tennessee quarterback. So 1st and 10, delayed give to Des Stiffy, and he's not having a great day so far as Andrew Sendejo mollywops him.
Like I said earlier, you're seeing those blitzes off the edge with the secondary, sort of catching them off guard. Running game's been really stagnant on both sides, forcing both teams to pass, forcing those skill players to really make those plays.
Yeah, and we've been talking about is that running the ball wins you championships. And Stiffy, he had a rough game against Washington. Rough game so far, so we'll see if he can find his groove here. But they may not need it as this passing offense has been electric so far. Really no coverage as Reed gets 6. It's going to be a manageable 3rd and 5, but another big chance for Oklahoma to get a stop here is they're in shotgun, 3 wide. Probably going to be a throw. It is. It's going to be a screen pass. Can they get there? No. Stiffy's all alone. He has some room. Stiffy inside the 5. So Oklahoma in the red zone continuing to give up big plays here on the critical downs.
Yeah, you're seeing Des Stiffy. They want to get him involved. They know that the running game's not working. Those screen passes that lets him be a playmaker, and especially with that existential speed. Great call by Nick there.
And hold up, we've got an injury here. Des Stiffy grabbing that knee. So we'll check on that a little bit later.
That's a terrible loss if you're Tennessee.
So 1st and goal, they're going to hand off to the backup here. Easy touchdown to Pierre Stone as they go up 2 scores.
Great call. You see the offensive line easily just bulldoze over. The thing with Oklahoma that I think is interesting, they're blitzing, but they're also playing conservative when it comes to coverage, which is just an ultimate killer because if you can't get them with the blitz, the coverage isn't there. And the biggest thing we need to understand is Pierre Stone's good, but I mean, Des Stiffy, we need to make sure that he's okay because that's the playmaker that Tennessee needs.
So now it's up to Oklahoma. How are they going to respond? They've only ran 3 plays so far in this first quarter. Now, one of the most talented, best offenses in the country, just not on the field, and that's the best way to beat a good offense. So we got to see if Terrell Remmers can do something here. So Remmers, he's throwing this one out wide, and that's out of bounds. Nobody even in the area, and he's 0 for 3 here to start.
Who is he throwing to, my father? Oh, my God. Terrible pass. My goodness.
2nd and 10 now. He's still Gus McFeeters without a touch as well. So a lot of missed opportunity here so far. We're throwing it deep, though. He finds his man, and you can't keep this team down for long. Lawrence Harris getting involved. He dropped one on the last drive. Gets involved here. Oklahoma is in business.
They're just broken coverage. I mean, the person that obviously was zone, they were trying to push it with the 4 to 5 man rush. Clearly couldn't get to him in that zone. He just found the perfect
and hold the phone. Des Stiffy is out for the game. So now
that is unfortunate.
We have a situation for Coach Nick as we get a 4-yard run. Now remember, folks, is that in the CFP, the game doesn't recognize multiple games in bowl season. So Des Stiffy will be fined for next week if they win. No, he will be back. The game doesn't recognize injuries.
I mean, if you're Tennessee, man, that's a terrible loss. That's one of your biggest playmakers on the field, and now he's out for the game.
I
Depends if the
believe.
backup.
Yeah.
It depends if the backup can, come to play. I mean, we saw him score that touchdown from like 3 yards out. So let's see.
But this is a good response mountain here. Broken tackle from Gus McFeeters. He's still going. There goes Gus inside the 10.
I mean, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but Gus McFeeters, he's known for this. He's known for just making plays and just breaking 15 tackles at once. What a run by Gus McFeeters.
And this is a matchup. Obviously, Stiffy is out, but Stiffy and McFeeters are the 2 freshman All-American running backs. So there's only 2 that get named. So 1st and goal now. Harris to the backfield. They are stacking the hell out of that box, and McFeeters goes down. Nothing he can do there.
It's interesting because I don't think, especially with Oklahoma, I think Tennessee's sort of finding out about the option and sort of like shutting that down. So they're definitely going to have to find different ways. Oklahoma, they're going to have to find different ways of sparking this offense.
So 2nd and goal now. Split backs again. As they're going to run triple option. Everybody going after Gus. He pitches it out wide. Touchdown, Oklahoma. Charlie Gilliam.
I got nothing. I stand corrected. That was just a beautiful play. No one was on Gilliam, and that what a run! And then you saw that broken tackle right at the end.
I mean, it's just a testament to how explosive and dangerous Gus McFeeters is. They lined up. I don't know if you noticed, but they had 3 defensive linemen pinching in with 2 linebackers right behind them, and then they run the triple option. The 3 guys in the backfield go towards McFeeters. And then it was just Remmers and Gilliam all alone with 1 guy left, and it's just a perfect option from there. And Oklahoma right back in this. We know how good this offense is. This is a long, long game. I think it's going to be 40-ish points, just like the last game is going to win you it. Oh my God, hold on.
Timeout called by Tennessee.
Coach Nick being a wiener, wanting to look at his running back depth. So we've got, it's going to be Pierre Stone, or you can go for Kyle Wright. Pierre Stone is faster. Can also put in Boss Hennessy if you would absolutely desire.
I would absolutely love that.
Now make sure, as you realize, is Boss Hennessy he does have better running stats, but he will have extremely low awareness. As you can see, 39 awareness. So you gotta gauge that. So I'm gonna give you a couple seconds here. Need you to make a decision if you're gonna make a change. It's Stone for the foreseeable future.
And, oh yeah, that prime 46 carrying too.
Yeah, bad carrying. So Boss Hennessy, do it. Oh dear.
All right. Oh no! Let's go! Oh, I am for it. Oh.
So it won't take place on this drive or on this play as the play was already running, right? So
yeah.
It should take place on the next play.
I mean, Boss Hennessy, that's a ballsy call by Nick. Let's see how that goes. That's an interesting call.
What? Do I have to watch a play? All right, I guess you have to watch this play here. So first play of the drive here for Tennessee. Hand off to Stone. There goes Stone. All right, so a nice little play there. So now, can I change it is the question.
Oh, hold on. Nick's.
Oh my God.
Nick's being a... No, okay. What is it?
Yeah. What is going on? Did I go to the wrong team? No, I don't. Well, I can always edit it. I have to wait. Okay. I had to wait half a fucking second. Here we go. Alright, we'll go Boss Hennessy, and then we'll put Stone as the backup since he's been running it well. Okay. So Des Stiffy out of the game. Now we're going quarterback and quarterback. And we've seen this from Cardale before, so we kind of know what's going to happen. And I got to run one play. Luckily, we know BearCave, so we can do this. As they're going to run Wildcat here. So Boss Hennessy, so the game knew that running Boss was... that Boss was coming in. They wanted to get him involved on the first play. That's hilarious. All right, here we go. Game back in. Hennessy in the backfield. Interesting idea here. Final play of the first half in a playoff game. Boss gets a carry, and he gets smoked in the backfield by Andrew Sendejo. That would have been awesome if they ran a halfback pass out of the Wildcat there. So as we go to the second quarter, it's been all Tennessee early, but the main storyline has Des Stiffy is out of this game. So Boss is in at running back. We knew he'd probably make an appearance today. We just figured to be at quarterback. So we'll see what happens here. 3rd and long for Tennessee. They're bringing a blitz. Corner blitz is free off the back foot. He does find Boss. Can he get there? He breaks one, and he's just short. Unbelievable play from Hennessy right there. Almost got it. I have no idea what Boss's catching is. I don't think I made it good because I never thought he'd play. Actually, it's probably decent because he was a quarterback / running back. But here they go. They're going for it here on their own end of the field.
I love this call. Come on.
4th and 1. Fakes it to Hennessy. Moore has all the time in the world, and he overthrows it, and it's incomplete. Turnover on downs.
Now that I'm second guessing it, I don't know if that was the best call. You know, you're still up. Yeah.
It's good if it works. It's bad if it doesn't, right?
That's that risk and reward of going on 4th down. I mean, you have the lead. I mean, if you don't trust your defense that much that you have to go for it in your own end, that more goes on the coaching staff than anything else. Let me tell you.
All right, so now Oklahoma takes over in positive territory. It's going to be quick option, and there goes Gilliam again. 2 plays in a row.
I mean, he's averaging 10 yards a play. Obviously, they're going to probably focus on him more. But what you're saying is right. They're focusing on Gus McFeeters. You see 2 or 3 people going to him because of the option. So that's a good play call right there.
Yeah, you don't. If you're just joining us, Des Stiffy is out for the game with a pulled groin. I think it's more he just got punched in the dick, but we'll see. But he put in Boss Hennessy at running back when Pierre Stone was having himself an okay day. But Hennessy already had a good impact play. But now Oklahoma here, they could tie this game up. Remmers to the end zone, overthrown everybody. Just threw that away. Rough start here for Remmers.
Definitely a rough start there. I think he was just trying to throw that away. I think he just saw nothing open. Pressure was getting to him. So let's see what he does here.
2nd and 10. Remmers once again. Floating this in. Open, man. That's Todd Honey. He gets to the 5.
I mean, that's just a beautiful catch in traffic with 2 people just on him. Pause. But anyways, that was a beautiful play by Todd Honey.
All right, 1st and goal to erase a 14-point deficit here for Oklahoma. 1st and goal, they're just going to hand it to McFeeters, and he pushes it in! Touchdown, Oklahoma! Unbelievable push there from McFeeters. Tie ball game.
I mean, that was just beautiful. I mean, was that a touchdown? Give or take, we've seen a bunch of questionable calls, especially in the last game. But, I mean, the fact that he fought for those yardage and you saw him extend his hand with the ball to get into the end zone, McFeeters came here to play.
Yeah, he might have landed a little bit on that defender, reached the ball over, and we got a tie ball game, folks. And now, all of a sudden, it was Tennessee 14-0 early, but it's been all Oklahoma since that Stiffy injury. And now you got to wonder can Boss Hennessy run the ball, keep this team, two-dimensional? Otherwise, are they just going to have to throw the ball over and over? This could get ugly if Tennessee is unable to run their offense. Let's see, they're going to run some play-action fake, deliver it over the middle, and that's a big hit from Jay Phoenix. He knocks the ball loose, making up for that missed tackle.
He did knock the ball loose. I mean, they had a chance of grabbing the interception, too. The ball wasn't on the ground. Misplay, but good hit by Oklahoma's defense.
And this is a SFA defense. So many SFA players, both at the linebacker and safety positions. They're all big hitters. You don't want to be going over the middle when you have SFA players there. So 3rd and 11 now. A big play here. They're just going to hand it off to Boss Hennessy, and he tries to push forward, and he goes down. So ever since the injury, they've been unable to run it, and that's going to be a 3 and out.
And I hate to be the guy who says that. I don't think Boss Hennessy's the move at running back. It's a questionable call by Nick. I mean, you had that backup there who was just got the touchdown, was actually getting a lot of yards per carry.
Oh, there goes Shaquille! Shaquille Wild Goose! That's his first big play of the day, running for 20 yards. But I agree with you. I mean, I actually think Boss might be a good move, but it's so tough for the running backs when you let up a guy in the backfield, you know? It's so hard to turn that into extra yards. All right, dump off. Troy Smith, 8 yards.
I mean, you mentioned it too, though, but Shaquille Wild Goose, he is a big play waiting to happen. I love watching Shaquille Wild Goose this season, so very interesting to see if they get him more involved.
Yeah, and he haven't called his name yet, but he will be a big factor in this game as Terrell Remmers just faked it to him and he keeps it, and he gets about 8. But Wild Goose, he plays on all 3 sides of the ball. All right, 1st and 10, and now Oklahoma could quickly, like, this is how talented this offense is. Race 14-point lead and then take the lead. As there's Remmers. If he cut outside, he might have had a touchdown. All right, 2nd and inches now for Oklahoma. It's been all Oklahoma here in the 2nd quarter. 4 guys on the right side of the line. Nobody on the left side. Remmers now, he has some time, and he's throwing it deep! Open man! Touchdown, Oklahoma! Blake Stratton finds some wiggle, and they take the lead.
One thing that you're seeing from this team is that the offensive line for Oklahoma has been the key factor. Terrell Remmers has dazed the throw, and he just waits to find open man. Stratton, touchdown, what a play.
And now, all of a sudden, Oklahoma was the team that needed to mount a response, and they did in a big way. Now it's Tennessee's turn. They're on their heels, and they've got to mount a drive to kind of curb some of this momentum. It's never over when you have this talented of offenses. We knew TCU had a talented offense, but they just couldn't get out of their own way. A nice little stiffy there from Tennessee, Nick Rogers, bringing it back 30 yards. So here comes Tennessee. They haven't been able to do hardly anything since the Des Stiffy injury. So what can they do here? Boss is in motion. They're going to hand it off to Boss. They're loving Boss in the backfield, and he gives out a stiffy. So like that play there. He created extra yardage, but he's still just getting dive bombed there in the backfield. Like, there's not much you can do running it to the short side.
Yeah, and then what you're seeing here is I feel like with Des Stiffy, even when it came to passing, he was the majority part of their offense. I think he had 70 or 80 total yards of offense before he went out. And you're seeing that it's clearly affecting this Tennessee offense ever since the injury.
Well, now they're going to throw it here. They're just trying to establish that play action, and they actually dump it to Hennessy. He has 2 catches now, and he was able to get it back to 3rd and short. But, I mean, I think it's just a testament to this coverage, is that these safeties, these corners are playing well so far. So 3rd and 2. They're going to throw it. And a quick throwaway from Bishop Moore, and uh-oh, that's the Bishop Moore of old. So is this going to be a moment where Nick looks for a switch?
I mean, let me introduce you, TC, to the 2nd edition of the Mountain West Tribune Curse. He mentioned the QB switch on my interview. I am taking full credit for this meltdown. It is a beautiful sight to see, let me tell you.
Shaquille Wild Goose, he may break one here eventually. That's another big broken tackle getting 10-plus yards. You know what? Hey, every game, it's still a long game. Tennessee has proven to be one of the best offenses in the country. They have some of the best players on defense. As we get a screen pass now, Sam Powell wraps him up. I am fully expecting this Tennessee defense to get a couple of stops. It's just, obviously, when you have the momentum and you're Oklahoma and you're this talented, you're going to score in bunches. So it's odd. This is going to be a high momentum switching game as we get shovel option now, and Remmers keeps it himself. He almost breaks through 3. But Bobby Miller on the tackle. Remember, he had the pick 6 last week to completely flip the momentum in a key moment. Maybe he can do something similar today. But 3rd and 9 here for Oklahoma. Delayed give to Gus McFeeters, and it's my work, Taylor Sockrider. He can't! There goes McFeeters. Beautiful run.
And I mean, the play there, look at the strength by McFeeters, just pushing Sockrider off. That is a very, very impressive performance, getting that first down. Huge for McFeeters. And I think what you need with this Tennessee defense is just one big play, and then that momentum can shift so quickly.
Yeah, we saw a similar play with Rashawn Bailey in the last game where he just carried a defender and then found some room. So you gotta tackle. And oh my, the blocking from Todd Honey on that one was incredible. He pushed that defensive end back about 5 yards. All right, 2nd and 5 here. They are across the 50. Tennessee, they've got to find a way to get a stop here, whether it's a field goal or a punt. They're going to hand it off. No, it's going to be Remmers, and he's wrapped up this time. They're not falling for it again. Big play by Bruno Van Peter, the SFA player.
Yeah, and you're definitely seeing this option being sort of shut down, so Oklahoma has to go different ways with that run game. Good that Tennessee can at least stop one of the million plays that Oklahoma runs. So
3rd and 9 now. Corner blitz, interesting. He floats it to Wild Goose. Can he get there? No, they just push him out. If that had been in the middle of the field, I think Wild Goose could have gotten there, but oh my. Welcome in, Scotian Preston. If you are an SFA coach, let us know who you are. Otherwise, welcome in if you're just enjoying the stream. This is a big game. Obviously, the Sugar Bowl. This is the quarterfinals of the Season 13 CFP. Winner goes on to the Rose Bowl to face the Minnesota Golden Gophers. So, all right, they got the stop they needed. Now Tennessee has to get some momentum going. They're going to audible here in the shotgun. Corner blitz. He throws a yam. He finds his man. There he goes. Down the left side of the field. No one's going to catch him. Touchdown,
Bingo!
Tennessee Volunteers. Tyrone Dixon. What a response.
that is exactly what you needed. You needed a playmaker to make a big play before half. Tyrone Dixon, what a run. I mean, he just outran everyone on that secondary. Beautiful play.
And that was the top corner on the number 2 wide receiver. He got a beautiful release. The Jay Dixon couldn't get over there in time. And that was a Bishop Moore Yam. If I've seen one, those are few and far between. But here come the Volunteers. This one is going to be legendary. That's all. At least this first half has already lived up to all of the hype. All right, so we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. It's going to be Oklahoma getting the ball in the second half to start. So they have a chance to, if they score here, they have a chance to really put this game away almost by going up 2 scores. But obviously a lot of work to do. Cheddar Biscuits in the game for the first time. And it's going to be a counter play to the wide receiver, and a very interesting call. Motioning him in and then getting the counter with the blocking from Cheddar Biscuits. I love that. So second and 2 now.
They're going for those counter plays because they realize that overloading to that one side. So good call play.
Now mid-screen back to Stratton, and he cuts outside, and he gives us to me. He's still going. They are highlighting Stratton here early and often on this drive. They are just trying to get the ball to him. He got the touchdown as well. So, and that was a beautiful play. And also, FYI, guys, as we go farther in the CFP, I'm going to make the highlight videos a little bit longer and get all of the big plays in the middle instead of just the scoring plays. So just watch out for those, as they'll be getting a little bit longer as we go. As a bubble screen, oh my God! Taylor Sockrider, you had a touchdown! Unbelievable! So Sockrider has missed some big plays. The first down, the last drive, and now the pick. Gus McFeeters, though, now he gets some run. He cuts inside. Oh my God, he goes airborne. He gets 7.
And I mean, Taylor Sockrider, if you wanted to take control of this game, that would have been a huge way to do it. Unfortunately, he could not come down with the interception.
3rd and 3. Gus up the middle. The Gus bus, baby. And he gets 10. All right, now they're trucking here. They gave up a touchdown, but they're still firing on all cylinders. Gus, again, he reverses the field. He breaks a tackle. He gets about 8. 75 yards already for McFeeters in his debut here in the CFP. As they're actually going to hurry it up here. 47 seconds left. Remmers firing it out wide, and Wild Goose gets his first catch of the day. I mean, second. Obviously, I was testing you. 1st and 10 now.
I'm not, no comment, no comment.
40 seconds left. Oh, we're faking the handoff now. Breaking tackles from Remmers, brought down by Bruno Van Peter. 39 seconds left, 1 timeout, plenty of time. Not going to leave Tennessee with much of a response. Remmers, he has time in the pocket. He floats that. That's dangerous. But that's a first down to Blake Stratton, who's quickly become a key part of this offense. This is 3rd reception. 1st and goal now. Trying to score before halftime. And, oh, he's hit as he throws, and they're not going to call it a fumble. Welcome in, Flame. This one has been spicy already. A fantastic first half. As now Oklahoma, 2nd and goal, safety coming on down. 30 seconds left. Remmers to the middle. Touchdown. Wait a second. We've got a flag. Pass interference on the offense. You don't get that too much. I guess they just called the pick play. Unbelievable.
That is just unfortunate for Oklahoma. They tried to get separation, and instead they called a hold. That's a 2nd and goal from a long ways out.
And Iowa fans are laughing their ass off, as that just happened in their bowl game. So now 2nd and goal. Wild Goose over the middle. Gets them back inside the 10. But no time, or 1 timeout, they're going to keep it. So they got to hurry it up here. Last play. Remmers, he has time. Floats it out wide. Gilliam, and he's not going to get there. And now Tennessee calls a timeout, giving himself a chance. So to take the lead into halftime, a big penalty erases 4 points off the board, but they still go up 3 here with 10 seconds left.
You got to be disappointed if you're Oklahoma. You needed a score there with how this game was going. I mean, it's just been touchdown after touchdown. These defenses have been trying to make shots, but good Lord, they have not been attempting to at all. So they do get the lead, but I mean, you know, maybe some slow roasted yam, you know, let's see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see if Bishop Moore can produce another yam. They are just going to run it with Hennessy. Can he break away? No, he goes down. I was saying that they got a touchdown called back because of a penalty. They got 2 seconds left, and they are just going to let this run out to half. So an unbelievable half here, as Tennessee had a 14-point lead. It was erased, but it's 24-21 at halftime here in the Sugar Bowl. Anything is possible here. And who is our halftime ad read? Cryo?
I don't know, TC. What is it?
It's Home Field, baby. The best college apparel company out there. 180 plus schools to choose from. Anything under the sun, vintage designs. You've got all sorts of sports like basketball, wrestling, all sorts of things. They go deep into the school archives for everybody and give you some insanely good apparel, and it's super comfortable. I'm actually wearing one right now, so check it out. Use code SFA for 15% off. Uses once per email. And here we go, second half, and obviously the things pointing out to me is those rushing yards for Tennessee, Cryo.
Yeah, and I think it has to do with the Des Stiffy injury. They were forced to pass more as a result. they're just not getting really anything going on the run game. But the passing has led them at least keep intact with Oklahoma. But that time of possession is in Tennessee's favor. So that's an interesting stat, even though they have less rush yards.
That's true. All right, yeah, big. I already have so many highlights. This might be like a 20-minute highlight video for this game. So we'll see what happens. Highlights should all be out tonight, hopefully. We'll see. Wild Goose is going to sit on this one. So they didn't get the touchdown the last drive, so we'll see what Oklahoma can do, because they can still stack drives on top of each other and get a 2-score lead here. So that field goal was big, even though it was disappointing. So here comes Remmers. We're 18 minutes away from knowing the Rose Bowl. Shaquille, he's getting that first carry out of halftime, and they bring him down. Taylor Sockrider, looks like Nick was giving him a pep talk at halftime, telling him to hang in there, finish his plays, and he did on that one. All right, 2nd and 8 now. Remmers in shotgun. They're going to hand it off to Gus McFeeters. He breaks a tackle on the counter, and it's going to be a 3rd and short, so an early chance here for Tennessee to get a stop.
I mean, you see the stat there, 8.1 yards per rush. That Gus McFeeters is just a stud. Let me tell you, he's been the key factor for this Oklahoma offense.
And Cheddar Biscuits, he has not really been a factor yet today. And oh my, Remmers powering through there for 2 yards and a first down. That, I got to say, that's a missed opportunity for Tennessee. They had what looked like 3 or 4 guys in the backfield there. 1st and 10 now. They're immediately getting back onto the field. 8 in the box here. Quick option, and Remmers, he's stacked up. And that is Brent Taylor. He had a fantastic game against Washington. Here he is again, making a big play.
And I mean, like I said, the option's just not really working for Oklahoma. It worked in the beginning because a lot of people were focused on Gus McFeeters, but now Tennessee's keying in on that option offense. So I think they're going back to having one per responsibility. So
yeah, and there goes Remmers, a big hole. That's a first down. So erasing the negative yard play on the opening play of this series of downs. Taylor Sockrider again, his 6th tackle, but they're threatening the 50 here. And they're not throwing it. It's all been running. 1st and 10, handed off to Gus McFeeters again, up the gut again. So already above 150 yards here in the 3rd quarter. And if you're a Tennessee Volunteer fan, you've got to be a bit worried about your run defense.
Absolutely. I think the run defense has really been struggling against this Oklahoma team. I'm just... Ooh.
Oh, and a beautiful flip out to McFeeters. That was quite dangerous from Remmers. But when you're in rhythm, when you are feeling it, you can make those questionable throws, and they typically work out for you, as Oklahoma's been firing on all cylinders since the end of that 1st quarter. Quick option this time, and Brent Taylor making yet another play, so a 3rd and long coming in.
I just loved how I mentioned how the offense really wasn't working for Oklahoma, and then they get 2 plays for 20 yards on option plays, which is just wonderful. I just jinxed it. The announcer jinxed it. Finally, there's the SFA.
No, it's the commentator curse. It happens constantly. So 3rd and 7 now. Can they convert here? It is Rocky Top's blaring. Plenty of time. Floats that, and they hang on. First down, Oklahoma. So you got to feel like another missed opportunity there. Just a series of what-ifs on this drive. So 1st and 10. Oklahoma is thriving. 10th play of this drive. They're faking it. Remmers, he floats that one out. It's almost picked. That was it again. 2 drop picks here for Tennessee at the end of the 2nd quarter, and now that one. So 2nd and 10 now, split backs. Wild Goose in the slot. Remmers, he has time, and he's going to throw that to the running back. That's Gilliam. He gets another first down. We're inside the red zone.
And I mean, TC, I think you and I could both agree. I think they're trying to make these plays, but they're just on the field too much. Oklahoma really controlling the time of possession here in the 2nd half.
Yeah, definitely. As you get another handoff, and this time McFeeters gets stood up. Big time play there, as he's over 100 yards now. Antonio Broussard, the slot corner, making that play. That was massive. So 2nd and 9 now. Remmers in the pocket, standing tall, floats it to Shaquille Wild Goose, and another drop pick. 2nd of the drive.
This is just terrible to see. That is 3 drop picks by 3 different defenders. I don't know what's going on with this Tennessee defense.
This is a throwback to the Le'Veon Bell days, safety at Memphis. As flown into the end zone, 101, and another drop pick, this time by Sam Powell. 3 straight drop picks, but Tennessee will get off the field here to force a field goal attempt. So 4th and 9. This is about a 33-yarder.
And I would like to use this time. Ooh.
And he got it.
There we go. I would like to use this time to mention that the College of Tennessee football is sponsored by Butterfingers. Holy shit. My God. That was 4 different defenders that just couldn't get a pick. We'll see. They need to wake up. I do not know what's going on.
So that is a 3-point swing. So now I'm going to call it about even. Is Oklahoma got screwed on the penalty, right? And then they just got the 3 points back from the drop pick. So really they only lost 1 point on that penalty here. As Jake Laxton gets a first down. First catch for him since the first quarter. So Bishop Moore, though, quietly having a great day. 10 of 14, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. But they are down 6. They definitely want a response here. And Boss Hennessy, his first big run, as he sheds 2 tackles. And that's really the mark of a good running back, is not the yardage. It's how they're running. Are they breaking tackles? Are they falling forward? Are they creating extra yards? And he did there. So 2nd and inches. Bishop Moore handoff to Boss, and that time he's stacked up. Not much you can do there, as both tackles just got absolutely bull rushed.
I mean, you got to look towards the Tennessee offensive line. They're giving them no time for any run play or pass play where the Bishop has to just get it off quick. I mean, this has just been a defensive line's favorite time if you're Oklahoma.
And that's a drop. So it's going to be a 4th down here for Tennessee, as Moore put it where it had to be. But 3 guys in the area, once again, don't test this team over the middle. We saw it against Oklahoma State earlier in the year, where they won that game because LaWayne Streveler was headhunting over the middle. So now what can Wild Goose do? He stiffies 1, he breaks another, and he goes down. He makes a 7-yard return look so explosive. Rocky drop, man. Tennessee getting absolutely owned. Can they do something on this drive?
Let's see a yam to Wild Goose. I would love to see that.
I want to see some Wild Goose plays, but this time Taylor Sockrider brings it down. That would have been benchable had you gotten stiffied by Remmers there. Wild Goose is in the game. On defense, he's a slot corner, so if you're in the base defense, he won't be on the field. But on offense, man, he's been there every play. As now Cheddar Biscuits checks in. Let's see if he gets a carry. No, they don't. As he flip it out to Gilliam here. And that's the question. Hold up. Did McFeeters get injured? Because Gilliam and in the backup there should not be in. Yeah, Gilliam's in. And McFeeters, he's going to return. So another injury to a key player. He's going to return, though, as Remmers has been running it this entire second half. It's really been all Remmers.
That's a scary sighting if you're Oklahoma. Hopefully he comes back at 100%. Hopefully he's okay. I mean, it looks like he will, but that is interesting.
Bruce Sternum, you just got to protect that, protect the ball and not take hits head on. You got to lower your head, right? So, but Gilliam, he's more than capable. We've actually seen him make a couple of fantastic plays this season. He already has a touchdown today, so it's not much of a drop-off in terms of talent. So 2nd and 5, Wild Goose is in motion. He's being trailed by Bobby Miller, the #1 corner. And they're going to throw it! And that's out of bounds. Remmers just trying to get away from it. 3rd and 5 now. Big opportunity for Coach Nick as we're down around 12 minutes left here in the Sugar Bowl. Who's going to the Tournament of Roses against Minnesota? Man in motion, Shaquille Wild Goose. Remmers, he has some time. He's yamming it deep, and he finds his man in stride. Broken tackle, touchdown, Oklahoma!
Bingo!
Sockrider can't tackle him. Blake Stratton, his 2nd yam of the day. Big time.
Oh, I'm looking at the sidelines. Nick just threw his headset on the ground. He is not happy with his defense's performance to start off the second half.
Well, you got to think of it like this is, last season, the transfer portal, I know you weren't here for this, but Nick, he spent a ton of money on Taylor Sockrider. He was the #1 recruit in the transfer portal. And all of a sudden he's looking to be a liability. Those 2 touchdowns to Stratton were right on his head. So it's an interesting turn of events here, as now you're down 2 scores. Tennessee, they've both of these teams now have responded at certain points. This is another time. Oklahoma raced a 14-point lead. It's now Tennessee's time. This game is reminding me from last season. Early in the year, it was a game between Oklahoma and LSU on game day, and that game went down to double overtime. Both teams erased 10-plus point leads. So it's going to be an interesting finish here, as we're going to get a handoff to Hennessy. And outside that one big play from Tennessee, since the Des Stiffy injury, there's been nothing else to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, someone pointed out, and it's a really good point. It's a 34-7 swing ever since the 14-point start by Tennessee, so that's really frustrating.
Yeah, Bishop Moore here. I mean, the numbers look good, and it's just the offense is not, just maybe out of rhythm. I mean, they had the big Tyrone Dixon play, but it's 3rd and inches. Like, this is a critical moment. Like, I would have to go for this, potentially, if you don't get it here. So, handoff, Boss. He does get the first down, and trying to fall backwards to give it back, but they give him forward progress. And look at that, 10 rushes for 9 yards. Uninspiring performance here from Boss. So, 1st and 10 now. They are at their own 37. Moore. They're bringing a blitz, and he tries to yam it, but he goes down. Big sack there from Jason Russell. He's had a great game.
It's a big, what you're seeing from this is a mixture of the running game not doing well and the offensive line just struggling to handle these blitz packages that Jay Jettis is doing. And it's just, that combination is just not going to work. They have to rely on the pass. And while he has had an efficient day passing, it's just not enough. That running game needs to do better.
And Hennessy, or Bishop Moore, he's got to realize when he does have time. So, like, right there, he just dumps it off when he had a decent pocket, let those deep routes develop. And then when it's a quick blitz, he's waiting for that deep developing yam, right? So he needs to recognize the blitz when it's coming and find his outlet man, because he's likely going to be open, and know when he's allowed to let these deep plays play out, like right here. And that's going to be picked! LaWayne Streveler! If that foot is in, this is a massive turn of events.
And I believe that's going to stand.
It
yes, it is.
Not even a review.
That is just, that's heartbreaking if you're Tennessee.
So now, back foot for Tennessee. You've got to get a stop here. Remmers, he's yamming it first play, back to Stratton, one-handed from Todd Honey, and they give him the touchdown! An unbelievable play from the BearCave reward player, 40-yard yam, and OU breaks this game wide open. Todd Honey on Bobby Miller, the star corner, one-handed, flexing on him, unbelievable play.
And I mean, TC, I know their name is the Volunteers, but I didn't know they were volunteering so many points to Oklahoma. I mean, my God, this defense did not show up to play. And shout out to Jay Jettis. He's just thrown the perfect defense packages at Nick, and Nick is just getting frustrated as all hell. I mean, look at the yardage difference. Almost 200 yards in favor of Oklahoma. That's the big difference I'm seeing.
But you know what? 9 minutes left. Still 20 points, plenty of time. We know this Tennessee team can score. So we'll see what happens here. Hennessy, though, taken down in the backfield yet again. He does carry him for 2 yards, but just no running lanes. And this is a Tennessee team that has not been able to run the ball all playoff. And we've got Bishop Moore. He's trying to yam it again, and it just keeps breaking down. This time the right tackle, Charles Hill, gets involved. And, you know, Bishop Moore, he's trying to yam this deep. He's mid-throw, and he just couldn't get off.
And, I mean, getting sacked by a dude named Charles is just embarrassing as it is, but it's just been all day. This offensive line for Tennessee is the biggest culprit, let me tell you.
Yes, sir, and as we head to the fourth quarter here in the Sugar Bowl, it broken wide open from Oklahoma as they they extend the lead. It's 41-21 here. What is that? I can't do math. 41 minus 14. It's 20, what, 7 points in that third quarter? I don't know, but
You're asking someone to try to do math. Like I
yeah,
can't help you.
I'm not gonna try to do math.
I'm.
Yeah, 27 points in that third quarter from Oklahoma. Unbelievable. So now it's just a 3 and out here. And Oklahoma now has a chance to really put this game away. I think one more score here would do it to push to 4 scores. You know, that's just insurmountable. And I always point to is really the max amount of points you typically see in a quarter is 28. So we'll see here. But Tennessee, they have to, if they could start catching these picks, maybe they have a chance. But I think that Oklahoma might be okay just running the ball here with Lawrence Harris. He hasn't really been effective through the air, but running it there.
I mean, if I could help Nick with the commentators, Chris, I mean, if Oklahoma were to win, I mean, they still have to go against a very feisty Minnesota team that just dominated against TCU as earlier today. So
Yeah, that if this result holds, that Rose Bowl will be insane. But another deep throw into Wild Goose on the head top of Benny Simmons. Unbelievable. The true freshman on one of the best safeties in the country.
yeah, and I think 7 people said it, but I will say it again. They were up 14-0, and they've been outscored 41-7. Yikes! Let me tell you.
This is just showcasing how talented this offense is. As go over the middle again, that's another catch. This time Troy Smith, and this is why in the preseason I picked Oklahoma to win national championship. Is I thought that this offense is unstoppable, and that's what we're seeing today. Tennessee held them off for a quarter, but ever since then, it's been just all Oklahoma. Is they're inside the 10 again here. Actually, no, they can still get a first down. But 1st and 10, we're under 8 minutes. And Todd Honey is in motion here. Floating it to the end zone. Another touchdown for Oklahoma. This time it's Lawrence Harris getting a piece.
And not to jinx it, but I feel like that's the final blow for Tennessee.
We've seen crazier, but it definitely feels like the game is been pretty much over. Yeah.
I think the Stiffy injury was just the downfall of Tennessee. Because you had to think about it, up until that point, Tennessee was like controlling the game because that Stiffy was just overwhelming this Oklahoma defense, but they just don't have an answer at running back.
Yeah, I mean, well, it was their ability to move the ball, and it was their ability to go 3 yards, 3 yards, first down, right? So they, like I said, it was 2 minutes in the first quarter when Oklahoma ran their 4th offensive play. So the goal is to keep them off the field, right? So I believe so, but Jay Jettas, no matter what happens in this game, your players will be healthy for the next one. In the CFP, just the way the game works, it doesn't recognize injuries because you're only supposed to play 1 game in the bowl season, how the game's coded. So whoever gets injured, sure, they might be out for the game, but they'll be back in the next game. I can't, unless I edit the depth chart, which I'm not going to do. They'll be playing. As we get a nice throw there from Bishop Moore. Yeah, we've had, I mean, so over the years, right, it's really, last year was a weird year as the blowouts happen later in the playoff. Normally what we see is that normally we get, per actual round, we get maybe 1 or 2 close games. And the first round, it was Tennessee and Washington, and then the other 3 were 2-score games. And then today, on this right side of the bracket, it's been the 2 favorites winning handedly. So, you know, things are going as expected, right? But I suspect one of these games on the left side of the bracket will be pretty close. And as we get a yam here, there comes Tennessee as they go down inside the 1. Chris Beach finally making a play.
I mean, it's too little too late, but I mean, great over-the-top throw. That release was just perfect. So, good by Chris Beach. And, I mean, if Oklahoma does make it to the to the college football championship. I mean, look at Alabama. If Alabama meets them in the championship, that is a pissed off team, as you saw in the opening round. So that would be interesting.
First and goal, Moore floating it, touchdown, Jake Laxton the third. That's his third of the CFP. And they are just going to kick the extra point, so hold the phone, guys. 3 scores still. That was a quick response, less than a minute. So there's plenty of time. We have seen crazier, and it's Jay Jettas, one of the chokiest chokers of all time. So we'll see what happens here. The ultimate Mickey Mouse, the ultimate fire Jay Jettas.
Yeah, and I was one of these people. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, someone pointed out, since Oklahoma was up 48-21, Tennessee is on a 7-0 run. So we should watch out for them. As they flip that was dangerous. Okay, so Tennessee, I feel the momentum shifting back.
A little bit. We could see something. But like I said before, like I had TCU winning it all because I love the underdog. But I told you guys I was rooting for Jay Jettas as well. So this would be a cool story if he makes it.
So 2nd and 13 now. OU, there's still plenty of time. You can't start celebrating yet. Remember, we're in Louisiana. Anything can happen here in New Orleans. As they are going to start running the clock. So they are in that 4-minute offense mode where they're trying to shorten the game, which really is going to hurt Tennessee. And Remmers, he has some time, floats that in. He hung on. Lawrence Harris, an impeccable play there. And that's big. Not only is this a more manageable 3rd down, but now the clock continues to run. 60% on 3rd down today. Give it to Cheddar Biscuits, please. As we are just going to run some time off the clock. So really, if you're Tennessee, you have to get a stop right here. You have to.
Are we going to see a Cheddar Biscuit sighting?
Hopefully.
Oh.
No, they're going to hand it to McFeeters. They get a good push off the line, so it is a 1st down as they threaten the 200-yard mark. And that is probably going to do it for this game as unless Tennessee starts using the timeouts, they're just going to simply run it out of possessions here. But wait, we are throwing it. Floating! Oh, that was the play again! Bruno Van Peter this time! Unbelievable! That's 5 drop picks.
It's just been the story of Tennessee. Just unlucky. It's Nick's having a meltdown.
Missed opportunities galore today. Unbelievable.
That was 6 points on the board, too. Oh, that is so unfortunate.
And I simply haven't seen a game like this since the 2-7 matchup back in Season 9 between Baylor and Memphis, when Memphis dropped about 7 or 8 picks to lose that game. As we get a handoff now, Gus. The spot. Unbelievable push again from McFeeters. Keeping those knees off the ground and swinging that arm forward. Unbelievable. As the drive keeps going, they could end this game on this drive here. Handoff, Remmers is going to keep it, and he finds some room. Another 1st down as he gets about 15.
And I mean, when it comes to this, I mean, the story of this entire game is the run game difference. I mean, Gus McFeeters only has 100 yards. It feels like he has more. But the one thing to point out because of it is just he doesn't need to run all the time. Just he makes the big plays when they count. And that's what Gus McFeeters has been doing all game long.
And you got to feel for Tennessee here is not only, the players, it's missed opportunities from them missing some of these balls, but you got to feel like the refs haven't been giving them a fair shake as well. I go back to the end of, I think it's the start of 3rd quarter where it was at 3rd and inches. It looked like questionable spot. They gave him the 1st down. They rushed to the line and yammed it deep for a touchdown the next play, right? So I think that was probably the biggest swing of the game and really where this game got out of hand. So just a tough game and tough second half. It was a legendary first half for sure. This one is going to be a great one on the minds for a long time. Is Tennessee, in their 2nd appearance in 3 years, is once again going to win the 1st game and lose the 2nd round. They could finish this on this drive.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, TC, we can call them the Tennessee Clippers because, my God, If that's the case,
Or
I know
the
that is.
or the the Tennessee 76ers, another second round exit.
Shout out the Boston
And
Celtics.
hand off to McFeeters, another first down as the timeouts are all gone here. And Taylor Sockrider up to 10 tackles, but you got to feel like a lot of this loss is on him. The star transfer sometimes doesn't work out for you. As first down here, McFeeters going to the outside. He gets some blocks. He breaks a tackle, and they try to rip it out, but they don't get it. That was Nick Dobinski there on the tackle.
I mean, I want to get your opinion on it too. Like, we've barely heard Taylor Sockrider's name called all game. Do you think he just
Huh?
got the jitters?
I keep
A little
calling him
bit.
every time.
A little.
I've been,
Yeah, calling him for drop picks, that's different.
yeah, as it's gonna be third down here. Yeah, even Nick is questioning you up in the booth. But final play here. They just ran out a 6-minute clock. That's unbelievable. 6 minutes 30 seconds. They just ran out in one drive. As final handoff, Terrell Remmers, and he's gonna go down. I doubt they snap this ball again. As it's going to be a good one. Good ending here.
Yeah, I mean, you brought it up too. That's good for like the rest of the playoffs too. The fact that they're going to talk about, you know, like that running 6 minutes of clock to end the game is going to be really key. And I mean, great
Alright.
effort by Tennessee, but just not enough. Oklahoma,
And
one
as
step
we
closer.
hit triple zeros here in the sugar, Jay Jetta's outlast Coach Nick with a insane second half performance, destroying them in every facet, winning this game 48-28, and securing their spot in a Rose Bowl game in Pasadena against his former school, the Minnesota Golden Gophers. That will be coming Sunday morning. But a great game here from Louisiana. An insane first half, and props to both these coaches for making it all the way here. And Jay Jettas keeps on going. He is now in the Final Four. And we'll see you guys tomorrow with 2 more quarterfinal games, both the Peach and the Fiesta Bowl. Thanks for watching. All right, VOD is done. And just sometimes, I mean, this game, man, it can be so cruel, you know. Tennessee,
It really
they had
can.
a great start. You get the injury, and then after the injury, it just feels like nothing went their way. The spots, all the drop picks, and then, you know, the coverage deep, and then you even got like that Shaquille Wild Goose catching traffic. Like, it's just such an unfortunate series of events that led to this, and I think that's just the danger of Oklahoma as well, is if you give them time of possession, they are going to make you pay.
Yeah, I mean, like Nick said, 5 minute picks. I mean, Tennessee, this should have been a way closer game if it wasn't for those drop picks. So,
And, I mean, Jay Jettas, you might want to start clearing out a spot on your mantle for that trophy. As talk about that Todd Honey catch, man. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Just stabbing it out of the air, 45 yards downfield. Unbelievable. All right, so guys, we know half of the semifinals. Let's go through the stats. We'll start out with Nick's team here. Or first, I want to get the scoring summary. I got to get a picture. As obviously, you guys know the glitch. I will post everything tonight, and I will get the highlights hopefully out tonight for sure. The VODs. Let me get OU1 here. And of course, I did not get my thumbnail for the other game, of course. All right. So, player stats here. As we'll go to Tennessee first. And it was Bishop Moore. He had a good day. The one pick, you know, it was tough, but, you know, it happened. It wasn't really a massive swing, I don't think. The game was already, I think, 2 scores at that point. But 285, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, rushing the ball. I mean, look at this. After Stiffy left the game, it was wraps. And, I mean, you might think, or you might question the decision to put Hennessy in when Pierre Stone had 2 carries for 6 yards, but I don't think that was the problem. I think it was really on the defense that let this game go away. And throwing the rock, Tyrone Dixon, Jake Laxton. I mean, you would have liked Chris Beach to catch a few more balls, maybe. And then on defense here, Taylor Sockrider, he gave up a lot of that stuff. He is only a junior, so he might be coming back for next year. Benny Simmons, he got mossed one time, and we didn't really see him be as impactful around the line of scrimmage as he is normally. Sam Powell getting involved. Broussard, I mean, look, your secondary had your most tackles. That you kind of know that's a problem when that kind of happens. And Bobby Miller, Bruno Van Peter down here, and they were unable to force a turnover. I think that was the biggest issue here today, is, those momentum-changing plays. They didn't even get a sack today here. So, no extracurriculars outside a few plays in the backfield, and that's just crippling for an offense. And as we move on to the Oklahoma team, you got Terrell Remmers, and have yourself a day, man. I mean, 64% completion. Now, you definitely think he should have had probably 3 or 4 picks here, but I mean, they dropped him, and so that's why the stat line looks so crispy. He even got 65 yards on the ground. McFeeters was running through everybody. He had some great plays there. And then Gillum as well, a change of pace guy, and they didn't even have to use Cheddar Biscuits. I would have liked more plays to Wild Goose. He had that nice little moss there when the game was already kind of in the bag, but when everybody else is all open, I mean, who cares? Who's getting the production, right? And then Todd Honeyman, great game. We didn't really call his name all season long, and then he has a big game today. Andrew Sendejo played like a madman around the line there. Same thing with the other safety, Jason Russell. JoJo Gates had 2 sacks early on. You had Charles Hill get to the quarterback quite a bit. And then obviously the interception from Luane Streveler kind of clinched the game. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough to say who's the big player of the game for this team. I think you could say Remmers. I think you could say McFeeters. I think you could even go on a limb and maybe even say not Wild Goose, but Todd Honey. So definitely interesting. I want to see the tackles for Wild Goose if he played much on defense here. Normally, he does not typically get a lot of stats, as he's typically just in coverage on the defensive end. And yeah, he didn't even sniff the stat sheet there. All right, so that's going to do it, guys. Thanks for watching. We will be back tomorrow with more games. We got 2 more quarterfinals tomorrow. Unfortunately, these games weren't exactly close at the end. Hopefully tomorrow we get a couple good ones, and I think Georgia Southern might be the team that gets us a close game. So we'll see how it shakes out. Thanks for watching. And Cry, if you're still here, want to say something?
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned it before. I talked about it earlier just because I got sappy, but for real, Nick is a GOAT for letting me into the SFA. This is the most fun I've had in a while, and I've just been having a blast. And thank you for letting me co-commentate for this. This was really fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nick, I mess with Nick a lot, but Nick's a W person. Everyone knows that.
Oh yeah, and let's see here. Let me pay out those Bobinas before we get out of here. As Oklahoma only got 44% of the Bobinas, so a nice little payout for a lot of you guys. So as always, I'm going to go ahead and post the games. I'll post the updated, or I can't post the updated brackets. We don't have the other half of the semifinals, but I will be posting an Instagram post showing off the matchup we got, Minnesota and Oklahoma, which is the game we've been hoping for all season long. I've been talking about it on the Patreon podcast all season, the game I want to see the most, and it is happening. So hyped for this game. Jay Jettas against his former team. Unbelievable. With a chance to go to a natty. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching, as always, all the support, and we will see you later.